It is now week 5 and the halfway point of the high school football season. Here's what games we're going to be going to this week on myGSPN's Game Day. Good afternoon, guys. I'm Chris Gonzalez.
I'm Will Saborido.
And I'm Ricky Saborido.
And thank you all for tuning in to this edition of myGSPN's Game Day, where we talk high school football.
And as you guys know, the show is brought to you by GardenGrocer.com as well as YouDiscoverFlorida.com.
That's right, guys. And we are now at the halfway point, week 5 in the 2019
It's going by so fast.
2020 football season. It has gone by very fast so far. And we have some incredible games that our teams will be out covering on Friday night. Now, Will, where will you be at on Friday?
Me and Rick are going to the Edgewater Winter Park game.
Right.
So get this, Gonzo. Edgewater, who's undefeated at 4-0, started the season by giving up 21 points in week 1 to Bishop Moore. Since then, in the last 3 weeks, they've only given up 21 points. I think they've really figured out that defense. They got a lot of momentum going into this game, playing in their 4th home game in a row.
That's right. And last time I got the chance to see Edgewater at home was against Jones, where they came up with a huge win over one of the best teams in Central Florida. So Edgewater is definitely looking amazing so far this season with an undefeated record.
Absolutely. Switching sides, we got Winter Park. Last year, they went 10-2. So far this year, they're 2-2. They really need this win against Edgewater to get them back on track. They're going to rely on their 2 elite corners, Ethan Pouncey, a Texas commit, and Marcus Clark, a Miami commit, to turn the season around.
Right, and for the other end of that spectrum there in Winter Park, the last time that I got the chance to see these boys play was last year in the playoffs against Flagler Palm Coast, and they looked amazing in that one. Little bit of a bumpy start on this year, but they should be able to bounce things around, especially if they can come up with a big-time win over Edgewater this week.
The season is still early. They have plenty of time to improve on that.
Right. And they're also undefeated in their district, by the way, at 1-0. So that is really going in to whether or not they are able to make the playoffs this year so far. Guys, another game that we're going to be going to on Friday night is going to be at Eastridge High School as they host a team from Maryland, St. Mary's Ryken. This game is a part of the Battle of the States, which is something that the Knights have done for the past few years since Coach Robinson took over. Last year, Eastridge actually hosted Redondo Union out of California. Now, for St. Mary's Ryken, they are led by their head coach, Aaron Brady, and are off to a slow start at 1-2 this year. They're a private school that's part of the Washington Catholic Metro Football Conference, and they will be coming into town to play against the Eastridge Knights, who are currently undefeated at 3-0 on the year. That's a start that Eastridge has not seen since 2010. They are led by junior quarterback Robbie Sanders, who you guys featured actually on your show, We See You, just the other day.
Right, yeah, we broke down his film a little bit. Rick went into detail about him. Looks really good this year.
Yep,
Pretty
I think he's going to
impressive.
keep improving.
Right.
I see it.
That's right. Now, the Knights are looking to move on to 4-0 behind Sanders, who, with his top wide receiver, Jack Crumblish, have been connecting a lot this season. They also have a stud senior running back, Cordell Saunders, who's been playing phenomenal thus far. On the defensive end for Eastridge, you guys are going to want to be looking out for senior nose tackle Malik Bembridge. He does an excellent job clocking up the middle. And last time that we got a chance to see the Knights play, senior linebacker Wesley Thompson really impressed me with his ball hawking abilities.
He was all over the field. I remember that, Gonzo.
That's right. Guys, another game that we are going to be tuning into on Friday night is going to be a big-time matchup between the Wekiva Mustangs and the Ocoee Knights.
That's right, Gonzo. I think the key to this game is going to be the ground attack on both teams. Wekiva alone has 2 stud junior running backs in Chad Davis and Amari Thomas. They also have senior quarterback Brendan Sire, who has been coming up big for the Mustangs this year with already 700-plus pass yards and 8 passing touchdowns. The combination of those 3 and that monster defensive unit that Wekiva brings has the Mustangs sitting at 4-0 this season.
That's right, guys. Amari Thomas and Chad Davis, last time that I had a chance to see Wekiva play against West Orange, had huge breakout games there. 5 combined touchdowns for those 2 junior running backs. They were looking like absolute monsters. They're actually going to be lined up against the Ocoee Knights, who have made major improvements since last season, where they finished 5-6.
That's right, Gonzo. The Knights are 3-1 on the season, with that 1 loss coming against Apopka, a good school. The offense is led by senior quarterback Nick Wright, big-time playmaker, and Louisville commit Dexter Rentz Jr., who we've talked a lot about on our shows. They have a sophomore in the backfield as well, Charles Pierre. Me and Will got to see him score 3 touchdowns in one game earlier this season against Olympia. On the defensive end, it's going to be tough moving the chains through the air, as Ocoee's secondary is led by another Louisville commit, Lovey Jenkins. The Knights will also have some extra motivation as it is their homecoming game. So huge night for them. This should be one of the big ones in the area for this week. Kickoff is set for tonight at 7 o'clock.
That is going to be one of the best games of our lineup on this week. Ocoee versus Wekiva. Big time game with a lot of big time players. Anthony is actually going to be out at that game, so if you guys see him, come and say what's up. Guys, we would like to thank you for tuning in to this edition of myGSPN Game Day. We would also like to thank our sponsors, GardenGrocer.com. If you're staying in the Orlando area at one of the Disney resorts, go ahead and place an order for groceries to be delivered to your room at the time of check-in. Save money and time by shopping with GardenGrocer.com.
And also UDiscover Florida. If you're looking for a new restaurant, hotel, or attraction, check them out on Instagram at UDiscoverFlorida or UDiscoverFlorida.com. By the way, guys, myGSPN is looking for interns. So if you love sports and talking about sports, then myGSPN has just the job for you. We are looking for writers, reporters, and photogs. So if you're in high school and are eager to learn, then reach out to Brianna Gonzalez at brianna.mygspn@gmail.com. On a serious note, guys, we are partnering with Manos Day for a Dorian Relief Fund. Obviously, there was a hurricane in the Bahamas. We are taking loads of items over there, baby food, baby supplies, anything that you guys can send to help. Please contact Brittany Fott at 407-969-7452 with any questions.
And once again, guys, I'm Chris Gonzalez.
I'm Will Saborido.
And I am Ricky Saborido.
And thank you all for tuning in to this edition of myGSPN Game Day, where as always, you guys know it's your sports, all you, all the time. We'll see you guys tomorrow.